Hey everyone, welcome back to another chilling video with terrifying stories sent in by you, our amazing viewers. These tales are spooky, true or not, so sit back, relax, and get ready for some eerie vibes. If you're chilling, studying, or love a good scare, you're in the right place. Please like and subscribe, it helps a ton. Let's dive into 5 gripping stories. Story 1, The Skinwalker in Ranakhet. At 14, my family moved to a serene military town in Uttarakhand, India, to a cozy 3 BHK house with a front porch overlooking pine-covered hills. The army colony felt like a postcard, lush greenery, cool breezes, and a comforting silence. Life seemed perfect until one night when my parents attended an overnight event at a senior officer's home, leaving me alone. Around 9:30 p.m, I was curled up on the sofa, watching a movie with headphones on. At exactly 10 p.m, a soft, deliberate knock came from the front door. I checked, no one. The porch was empty, but a cold draft seeped through the door's edges. At 10:30, another knock followed by my mom's voice. "Beta, open the door." It was her, but distorted, like an echo in a tunnel. My parents always called before returning, so I froze. Then, my voice pleaded, "Please, I'm scared," nailing my stutter and nasal tone. Heart pounding, I grabbed a kitchen knife. At 11 p.m, a thud hit the back wall, then scratching, slow and deliberate. Through the guest bedroom window, I saw a silhouette, too tall, limbs unnaturally long, with my face pressed against the glass, grinning. It giggled, mimicking my laugh perfectly. I hid under the bed, knife in hand, as footsteps hopped erratically outside. In the morning, I found a note under my laptop. "You already let me in?" I never told anyone, but late at night, I still hear my voice whispering, "Beta, open the door," chilling me to the core. Story 2, Screams in the Woods. A year ago, my friend and I were dirt biking at night near a sprawling forest, miles from anywhere. After 10 minutes, I heard a woman's scream pierce the air. I stopped, but my friend, right beside me, heard nothing. We shrugged it off and kept riding. Months later, in 25 degrees Fahrenheit snowy weather, my sister Emma, her friends Caitlin and Ella, my neighbor Dave, and I trekked into the woods to find a spot for an igloo. A mile in, we found barefoot footprints in the snow, bizarre for such cold. In a clearing, the woods fell dead silent, no birds, no wind. Crunching steps approached, deliberate, human-like. Dave shouted, "Is someone there?" Silence. We bolted. Caitlin froze, eyes wide, pointing at nothing, insisting she saw a 7-foot-tall naked man with a deer head sprinting 30 feet away. We crashed at my house, shaken. During a spring camping trip by a lake, I saw Dave by the water, his skin ice cold despite 98 degrees Fahrenheit heat. Back in the tent, Dave was asleep. He said I'd woken him, asking for a walk. The girls heard scratching and growling near their tent. We found 7-foot-high claw marks on a tree trunk. Now, at night, I hear tapping on my window and Dave's voice calling, sending shivers down my spine. Story 3, Hide and Seek, Horror. 1. Muggy summer night, my friends, Liam, Alfie, Charlie and I played hide and seek near a dense forest with a creepy tunnel-like entrance that looked like a mouth. Hiding with Liam, I felt watched, not from the path, but from the deep woods where light barely reached. Searching for Alfie and Charlie, we heard them shout, "We can see you, come out." But we were outside the forest, staring into its dark maw. They sprinted out, pale and breathless, saying a man was crouching off the path watching them. His arms were too long, his skin grey, his face smooth with solid black eyes that didn't blink. We threw rocks and sticks at the spot, nothing. Then, a phone notification dinged from the opposite side, close, where shadows thickened. None of our phones had messages. We froze, realizing someone or something else was there, watching from both sides. Terrified, we ran, hearts pounding, knowing we weren't alone in those woods. Story 4, The Haunted House, Showing. When I was young, my parents toured a house for sale. My mum felt uneasy the moment we stepped inside, like the air was heavy. African masks lined the walls, their carved eyes seeming to follow her. While my dad and I checked the basement and garden, Mum stayed on the main floor. Suddenly, something hit her back hard. She spun around to find a mask on the floor. No one else was inside. The realtor was outside with us. The fear was unlike anything she'd ever felt, My dad said he'd never seen her so shaken. They left without finishing the tour. Years later, we heard a 16-year-old murdered his siblings in that house during a drug-induced psychotic episode. Mum still trembles recounting it, and the thought of those masks watching her gives me chills. Story 5. The Attic Entity. My family, sensitive to the paranormal, moved into a nearly 100-year-old house in Golden, Colorado. I felt an off vibe the moment I walked in, though the house was beautiful, almost historic. My sisters and I shared the attic bedroom, split by a partition. During sleep paralysis, I saw an old woman in a nightgown watching my sisters from my side. She wasn't scary. But other nights, a horrifying entity appeared. Patchy, floating hair, a missing jaw clicking as it moved near the attic stairs. Spiders and flies infested my side, and scratches marked my bed's underside. I moved to the basement, but doors slammed, drawers flew open, and whispers echoed at night. In the shed, we found a mannequin in a tattered Disney princess gown, its round head and drawn smile unnerving. As we moved out, I saw the old woman in the attic window. Years later, my boyfriend felt dizzy and sick passing the house, refusing to return. My dad and brother dodged questions about the house, their awkward laughs hinting at unspoken experiences. Story 6. Ranch Nightmares. In the summer of 2021, I stayed for 5 weeks at my uncle's isolated ranch in rural Mexico, a stark contrast to Mexico City's bustle. I brought my friend Martin, a skeptic of the supernatural, which kept me grounded at first. The ranch was dry, surrounded by hills, with no phone signal and barely any electricity at night. Early nights were normal, hot, quiet, filled with cards and old board games under flickering lanterns. But one night, after a movie, we heard branches snapping from the trees lining the property, like something was circling. We scanned the darkness but saw nothing, joking it was a cow or coyote. The nights turned eerie. Martin and I woke every night at 3:12 a.m. to breathing, scratching, and pacing outside. One morning, we found deep claw marks on the wooden exterior, too high for a dog, too wide for a cat. A worker, Don Choi, muttered, "Best not to mess with those things," and walked off. Then came a rotting stench. By the front door was a mangled deer carcass, limbs twisted unnaturally, eyes gone, fur stripped in patches, no blood. My uncle blamed coyotes, but the workers wouldn't meet our eyes. We both dreamed of a tall, human-shaped figure on a hill, its arms too long, head tilted wrong. One night, a silhouette stood by the trees, watching. An indigenous woman, an abuela, performed a ritual, placing herb bundles around the house and warning us not to look outside or speak. That night, slow, purposeful scratching hit every wall, followed by knocking on all windows and whispers of our names. The bundles vanished by morning, no scratches or tracks left. The submitter swears this was real, and years later, they dream of the figure, closer now, waking at 3:12 a.m., heart pounding. Story 7. The Cursed Cabin. In 1998, as a wildlife biologist, I was sent to monitor mountain lions near a dried-up Navajo reservation in Arizona, staying in a creaky one-room ranger cabin. The door looked clawed, the silence so heavy it made my ears ring. I set up a trail cam, unpacked my gear, and settled with canned chili and jerky. No cell service, no radio, just me and a flashlight. At 2 a.m., heavy, 2-footed footsteps crunched gravel outside. I peeked through the curtain, nobody. But the steps kept going, like someone walking in place by the window. I woke with my boots on, not recalling falling asleep, and found bare human footprints on the roof. My trail cam was gone, with claw marks 15 feet up the tree. At 3:13 a.m., my voice called, "Hey, come help me, I'm hurt," sounding glitched, like a distorted copy. My truck's battery was dead, lights out. Beyond the tree line stood a tall, lanky figure with no face, just smooth skin over bone, and arms too long. It laughed wheezily, twitching unnaturally, then whispered, "Let me in, Jesse," using my name. I screamed, "Nope, nope, nope," and barricaded the door. In a panic, I torched the cabin with my sleeping bag and matches, hiking 40 miles to escape. As I left, it waved with my hand. The submitter insists this happened, saying they survived but wake with dirt on their boots. Their girlfriend heard them whispering in the kitchen at 3 a.m. while they were asleep.